Hello guys and gals of the internet, I'm Simchaos of YouTube and Twitch TV, and welcome to the very first video from very new surroundings. And as you can probably tell just by me doing this video and what's behind me, we are all set up and back in business and ready to bring videos, as English Avenger would say, for your faces. It's very different. Let's just say that. It's very different. It feels retro for me, being in a house like this. Now obviously I'm not going to do a tour of everything because unlike the last one, this isn't actually our house, this is Tame's mother's house. So it's not really ours, so I'm not really going to do any of that. I mean, if things change in, say, maybe the next year or so, and that's a big if, for various reasons, if things change, then maybe we will. Maybe we'll do something to do with that, because it's actually quite a nice house. And this is actually like the main computer room, like the last one was. And I actually prefer it this way than the previous one. Not that I didn't like the previous one, obviously, but I think I prefer it this way, to be honest. It's got a whole room just dedicated for this, so it's a bit like having a studio, really, isn't it? Except I haven't got green screens and all that fancy stuff because one, I can't afford it, and two, I think, like, barring a miracle now, I probably wouldn't even be able to put any of it in, because I think all this has pretty much filled the room up with the chairs, especially. They're quite big. The desks aren't. The desks we actually got before we got here are actually not. I've posted a couple of pictures of it, pictures of the actual setups in my Discord server, and I'll probably post it on Twitter as well, just to say kind of, hey, we're back in business. So now it's time to talk about everything going forward video wise. Now, like I said in the last update I did, I'm not going to mention why we're here and the situation why we're here, because it's not really my place to do so, and like I said, the reasons are understandable as to why we're here, but it's not something that so many people need to know. It's very difficult to explain that it wasn't nothing against you guys. It's just something we have to kind of do for various reasons. So, like I said in the last update, I'm not going to mention any of that because that's not what this is about. What I am going to do is something very similar to what I did in January when I talked about my launchers. Now, we're going to go through them a lot quicker this time around, except for the PlayStation 5, because as you know, at the end of the Schumacher Years 2010 Singapore Grand Prix, I made the announcement and I mentioned that I got my PlayStation 5. So we're gonna go through that last, because I'm going to talk a lot more in depth there than I am for all these other launchers. So I think we should get underway. Just a quick couple of side notes before we do. I have lowered the brightness on my webcam to compensate for the very bright light it is today. It's nice and sunny today, but it comes through a window. I'm sitting opposite a window and there's no blinds yet. So what I've done is lowered the brightness on my webcam to kind of compensate for that. So let me know how that looks to you. It may be something I have to do during the day if I manage to stream or record anything that includes my webcam. Normally I don't record with my webcam, and I just turn it against in the way, but for streams, obviously I do, and if it's a nice sunny day, I can always lower the brightness. So if this works, or if I need to go higher or lower, let me know and we'll adjust accordingly. Second is not really going to be a hindrance as such, but one thing I have noticed is that the download speeds compared to what we had are much slower. We had much faster download speeds, but obviously, as I said, with the moving situation we have, we're now living with Tame's mother, and she owns the internet, and she's never really had. She basically brought her internet over to here from where we previously were, and she's never found use for like high internet connection speeds, and we don't want to add to the bill, So, so the download speeds are much slower. I kid you not. There was Grand Theft Auto 5. I ran a test download for Grand Theft Auto 5, 98 or so gig, and it's going to take 12 hours. So, yes, the download speed is going to be very slow. But the upload speeds, thankfully, are the same as we've always had. Apparently, the upload speeds are the same as we had before, and I actually ran a test upload, and it was pretty much the same amount of time to upload a video as it would have been before in the previous houses that myself and Tom lived in. So really the only real change is to obviously the room and the way it's all set up, and the internet speeds being slower than we're used to. Having played a couple of games last night, it really wasn't that bad. There was a couple of spikes of connection interrupted on Call of Duty Black Ops, for example, but it was really nowhere near as bad as you'd think. I need to probably run some other tests on some other games to see how they run. But yeah, the download speeds are much slower than we're used to, but the upload speeds thankfully are quite fast. But as you will see in this update, a lot of the stuff coming up will be single player related rather than multiplayer. So say we spend the next year doing single player stuff or co-op stuff that we're right next to each other, myself and Tamlady for example, but doesn't require great download online. I don't know how it all works, but say we do that for maybe the first year or so, and things change to a situation where we can have our own internet in, then we can get the best internet that we had maybe 2 houses ago, that we were very fond of. We can actually have that here. So if the situation actually turns out that we can do that, then that would be great. But like I said, the only real thing is the download speeds. They're much slower, but like I said, upload is just what we had before. So the only real difference that we're going to have to put up with is probably slower internet speeds, which doesn't seem to be that much of a hindrance anyway. And if myself and Tamlady do any co-op stuff, we're right next to each other, so that probably won't be so bad anyway. But we'll have to wait and see on that. But like I said, the majority of stuff is going to be single player anyway, so I don't think that'll be too much of a problem. So before I move on too much about that, I think that's pretty much everything on the explanatory front and the few differences there are. So let's go into it. Now, we're going to go through all my launches and all my games again, like I said earlier, because there are a few changes. Now I'm going to have to scoot over here and see what I'm clicking at, because my second monitor isn't fully showing on my screen because we haven't got enough space for that. I might have to move the main one to the left a little bit. I'll think it out. But basically, you can probably see the top here. Actually, I can see it. Okay, that's cool. See it at the top here. EA Play is now back on Steam. Now, if you remember, I think it was actually in the January update that I actually figured of going into Steam and getting EA Play on Steam. Now, the one thing I didn't find very kind of, well, the thing I found out was if you have EA Play on Steam, you still need Origin/EA Desktop to launch the games, which really is annoying. That really is annoying. Like, I bought these on Steam, yet I'm using another launcher just to launch the game. That's really annoying to me. I guess I can understand it in a way, but it's like, I bought this on goddamn Steam. Why am I using another launcher just to boot it up? So with that in mind, for the first half of the Coach Pop era Season 3, for example, I actually did that through EA Desktop's kind of thing. But I decided to go back to Steam again. I think it was basically achievements. The fact that, say for EA FIFA, for example, and this was like the big deciding factor, what I decided to do, what I actually thought was, can I get it on Steam? Because I've been having problems with EA Desktop in particular. Downloads on EA Desktop, even in the old place, it was really kind of like, it was such a complicated process. I remember having to go through such a complicated process just to get the download of Apex Legends working again. And I was just like, you know what, I've reached the end of my tether with this. This was just getting so annoying. So I just decided, you know what, last month I think it was, I decided to go with what I originally planned to do in the first place and get EA Play on Steam and play things that way. The only worry with that was with FIFA, for example, where all the saves were on Origin or EA Desktop, but thankfully, having booted up the game and launched it and had a look, the game saves are still there even on the Steam version, which is great because that means that I can continue Coach Pop Season 4. I think I said 3 earlier. But Coach Pop Season 4, it will continue from where it left off. And I will come back to FIFA later in the video because I want to announce something else. But yeah, that's one of the big things we're going to talk about right now. Coach Pop Season 4 for the immediate future will be what continues from here on out. This will be the immediate plan. Will be to finish this off. So this is going to be one of the first things we start doing. I have The Sims 4. I have Star Wars Battlefront 2. Which I may feature Sims 4, I may feature these games. I'll definitely feature Dead Space 2 and Dead Space 3 because obviously I'm doing those. Let's see, Sims 4, Battlefront 2 I may feature mainly on Steam mostly, but the other big one is Jedi Fallen Order. Now, this I'm very interested in. I'm very interested in it. I'm very much a casual when it comes to Star Wars. I've watched the first 6 movies and none of the others, which I really need to get back to doing. What was this last one? I can't quite tell from here. Oh, Titanfall 2. I might do something on that because Titanfall 2 does have a story mode. One thing I might need to do is download Titanfall 2 and see if the multiplayer is still going. That would actually be quite interesting to see if that player base is still on the PC versions. I'm assuming it is. No, it's probably not crossplay because it all goes through Origin, doesn't it? So, yeah, that'll probably be, as it was, it'll probably be everyone playing on Origin having through to launch through there. So, I was kind of thinking there would be a bit of crossplay functionality between Steam and Origin, but if you had to boot up Origin just to launch the game, then probably not. So maybe it is minor crossplay, I'm not sure. But yeah, back to the point. Jedi Fallen Order is a game I'm very interested in. The reviews have been raving about it. And basically, yeah, with EA Play and Jedi Fallen Order being on the, what are they called, the playlist now? I think it's called the playlist, it's not called the Vault, it's called the playlist, I think. And with it being there and my having the membership, yeah, I couldn't pass that up. So I will do that in the future as well. You'll notice that I'm doing a lot of single player stuff. Most of this is just the same, I think. Apex Legends, obviously, I moved over. And then pretty much everything is the same as it was before. Sorry if I'm leaning. I'm having to kind of see what I'm looking at here. So really, the next thing we can do is F1 2010. And this is the other thing that I'm immediately going to get back to for the immediate future. I'm going to finish up 2010. I think I'm in the final 4 races of the 2010 season in Season 2 at the Michael Schumacher Comeback Years in the Rewriting of History series. I may fit 2011 in, but I'm not going to promise 2011. I'm going to do a pre-season for 2011, but I'm not going to promise 2011 season will get done. We're in July. We're in July now, actually. July 1st, 2021. I actually forgot to mention what the date was, but I guess you could tell by the title of the video. But, yeah, so the immediate future is Coach Pop Season 4 and F1 2010 for immediate kind of plans now that we're all kind of ready to go. I think I bought Gears Tactics and Gears 5, I think, since the last update. Gears Tactics is a playthrough I might do, because but the thing that puts me on Gears Tactics playthrough is how long it actually is. But I might brave it anyway because there's a few really long and big games that I'll talk about in the future. Guilty Gear Strive is actually another one I've purchased recently. I played it to play with Julio mostly, but I've not really got to play with him much at all. And then obviously this move happened, so I haven't been really able to do that anyway. I maybe feature some gameplay of this. Like I said, I've got to try out some fighting games and see if the online will hold up for me playing fighting games with the slower speeds I have. I don't think it's going to be a problem. That's new. Mass Effect Legendary Collection. Yes, I am doing a playthrough of these, and I know exactly what I'm going to do with it. Even though they're very, very long games, I really want to experience Mass Effect myself. And it's quite funny because with Mass Effect Legendary Collection now out, apparently Mass Effect Andromeda is getting some like some positive lookouts for once, which is quite funny. You know, Mass Effect Andromeda is now getting some really positive vibes again, which was odd. I didn't really expect that. I may check it out. I think I may check it out through EA. Actually, with EA Play, can I? Sorry. Can I search? I'll just search for it. I'm in the wrong thing. Sorry, you can tell I'm rusty. I've been like offline for a week and I've already forgotten everything I was doing. Let's see. Andromeda Deluxe Edition. It has a price on it. Is it not part of the... Oh yes, it is. Huh. Maybe I'll jump into it then. You know, because the Mass Effect Andromeda, to be fair, it's nowhere near the original trilogy, but I'm not wasting any money on it. So I guess I could do it. So Guilty Gear Strive, Mass Effect I talked about. Everything is pretty much the same. Talked about these already. I just want to get through these rather quickly because there's no real change to last time out. So that's done. Epic Games Launcher, nothing really different here to be fair. Rocket League is, I think I mentioned that Rocket League already. There's no real changes here, still looking to do Metro in the future. I don't think Twin Mirror, you know what, I completely forgot about Twin Mirror. I completely forgot about it, but that's something I'm going to do. But I've been playing a lot of Don't Know games over the last year anyway, so I've been trying to give it a miss for a while, just to kind of avoid burnout. No real changes to Battle.net, no real changes to Rockstar either. With Grand Theft Auto 5, I might just wait for the PlayStation 5 upgrade that's supposed to be coming later this year and play it that way. I'm kind of undecided. I need to download like probably a couple of these, but obviously I need to wait for my new hard drive that I'll be getting hopefully next year. And no real change to Ubisoft either. So that's pretty much it for all of these. Like I said, not really much has changed. It was only the big changes were through Steam, really. Alright, so I had to do a couple of cuts there because Ubisoft wanted to do 1,000 updates. Hopefully that hasn't affected the video. I don't think it has. But let's talk about my wishlist a little bit because there is a couple of new additions. Formula 1 2021, however, will be most likely brought on the PlayStation 5 because Time Lady is thinking of getting the PlayStation 5 version for now. So I might hold off on the PC version of 21 till later in time. Life is Strange 2 Colors, obviously, I am getting this, and yes, I am getting the PC version. And yeah, apparently you can. One of the things I was really hoping for True Colors was to romance the main character Alex with the returning Steph Greenwich, and apparently you can do that, so yes. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Resident Evil Village, I think I mentioned last time, and Persona 5 Strikers, I think these two are new. Resident Evil Village, obviously because of the Resident Evil series, I've done the majority of them, so I have to get back to Resident Evil Village sometime. I'm pretty undecided on whether I should get the PC or PS5 version of that. I'll probably get the PC version and play it because I think I did that with RE7 and it looked beautiful. So I think we'll do that. Persona 5 Strikers. I don't think it's the Persona 5 per se, but we'll probably talk about Persona 5 in a minute. I don't know what Persona 5 Strikers is because it's a Persona game, and I've kind of fallen in love with Persona as a series through visuals. I was really intrigued by that, but I'll probably have to wait. As you can tell, most of these are in a sale, but I probably can't really purchase them right now. So Team Sonic Racing, Microsoft Flight Simulator, because the game looks gorgeous. It's probably going to take days to download with the less internet speeds, download speeds now. Because it's probably, I think it was 100 gig for Xbox Game Pass. And all these are pretty much the same as they were in previous updates. So that is that done. So we can log out of all these now and switch over to the PS5 for the first time on this channel. This is exciting. So welcome to the first time on this channel to my PlayStation 5 dashboard. Now, I'm not going to really walk through the features of the PlayStation 5 because I think we're at the point now where we pretty much know all about the features of the PlayStation 5 has to offer, such as the SSD and the faster loading times, higher refresh rates, higher frame rates, improved graphical capabilities, ray tracing, all that stuff, 4K, HDR, all of it is all present and accounted for. Unfortunately through this monitor I'm running it through 1080p and not 4K because this isn't a 4K monitor, so I'm running it through 1080p right now. So We don't really need to walk through all of that. Everyone pretty much knows that at this point. But the loading times are freaking insane on PlayStation 5 games with the SSD. I need to put a thumbs up here because just to get from the end of a game, if you play NBA, what is it, 2K21, what's the mode called? If you play the season mode or the franchise mode, for example, you can end one game and 15 to 30 seconds later be in the next one if you want. They are that fast. It is that insane. I am not gonna lie, that is pretty wild how fast the loading times are. TimeLady's been playing Spider-Man, and pretty much when you die, you load straight back in and you're back on your feet and ready to start running again. The loading times are freaking insane on this system. It really is, and I'm pretty sure it's the same on the Xbox Series X as well. I don't think it really beats out Xbox on that. I think they're both the same. But going from the PlayStation 4 to the PlayStation 5 loading times, oh my god, it's insane. It was I think after TimeLady finished her playing Spider-Man, she finished it, she beat it. She went to watch Vash, who played the PS4 version, and we actually saw loading screens. That was actually the big shot. The big shot was seeing the loading screens because the loading times are so quick on this. It's insane. So yeah, we all know that. So I'm not going to do that. But what I am going to do is scoot over to my game library, and this will be the more in-depth part of the video where I talk about what's going to be happening in terms of the console games and what I'm going to be doing for them. So we'll start with Devil May Cry 5, and of course this is the PC version. So the PlayStation 5 version. Because they're on console storage, you can only put you can put PlayStation 5 games on an external hard drive, but you can't play them through it. You have to play through them on the SSD, especially to get the full features of the fast loading times and everything. But you can't even play with them on the external, which makes sense, because they're so much more powerful than a standard, say, external could take. So I think that makes sense when you think about it. So Devil May Cry 5. Yes, this was one of my day one purchases of getting one because I love the original Devil May Cry 5 so much. It's my favourite in the series by some wide margin. You get the Virgil and the Bloody Palace and all that kind of stuff for free with this version. So that means, yes, I will be doing a playthrough of the Virgil story in Devil May Cry 5. Now, I'm pretty much, I think I mentioned this at the start of the playthrough definitely, but I am very aware that most likely Virgil's story is going to be basically running through the original story's levels, just with Virgil. So I'm pretty much anticipating a lot of repetition because we'll be only playing as Virgil, we won't be playing as 3 different characters. So it might wear out its welcome a little bit, but I love the game so much. I really want to kind of learn how to get a little bit better at it, especially if it's something I might do later on in time. And I'm not sure if this will unlock for the main game when I do it, but basically when I've done the Virgil story, I'm going to try a run either on stream or on video, or maybe even both, of Son of Sparta mode for this game. I love it so much that I'm actually tempted to jump back into the game after beating Virgil's, and hopefully Son of Sparta difficulty will be unlocked for the main story. If it is, then I will do a Son of Sparta run of the game. I just love it that much and I want to get better at it, because my first run was not that great. My first run was very basic stuff, and I want to kind of learn how to get better at it because I just enjoy this game so much. And I want to get better so I can actually beat Son of Sparta, because like I said, I've enjoyed it so much that I actually want to go back on a harder difficulty and do it. I think I did say that at the end of the original run. Actually, it's something I might think about doing, and I actually want to do that. So, watch this space for that. But I think in immediate terms, this might be something I split with Coach Pop and Formula 1 2010. But we'll have to see how times are for that one. Now, FIFA 21 is bought on the PlayStation 5, but what I've done is also brought EA Play for the console version. Because the console version games differ a little bit to the PC versions, and that's something to do with down here. Where is it? Ah, there you go. NHL 21 I bought basically to have an NHL game to play and NHL isn't on PC, so I got the EA Play Basic for that reason. It also gives me FIFA 21 and Madden 21. Now, with FIFA 21, I'm actually planning to do a special one-off career mode on FIFA 21 with my broadcast commentary style. And I know the team I want to do for it, and I'll explain more about that in the pre-season video, and I know what I want to do with it in terms of who the manager will be for that team. And it'll be a one-season story, it'll be a one-off, it won't be a continuation of the Coach Pop season, or it won't be a long-running storyline. It'll be a one-season special on the PlayStation 5 in FIFA 21. And I'll just say this, FIFA 21, graphically, even on a 1080p monitor, looks freaking insane on this game. And I'm actually particularly a big fan of the new camera that was introduced into this version of the game. I'll talk more about that in the pre-season video for that, but that'll probably come when Coach Pop is done. I'll probably get Coach Pop done first and then move over to this one, and we'll talk more about it then. Madden 21, maybe I could do something with this. I'm not particularly sure because, like I said, sport knowledge is 0 for the NFL, but we'll see. We'll see what I do want to do with it, Madden 21. If I have to buy F1 on the PlayStation 5, which looks like I might do, I might have to delete Madden and make some space for it anyway, because these games are chunky, big download sizes on the PlayStation 5. So I might have to have Madden make way for F1, for example. But if not, then that's a bonus. But I can always get Madden later after finishing with one of these, for example. Now, Spider-Man. Oh boy, I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm doing a playthrough of this game. Seeing Tom Lady play small snippets of it, I absolutely adore this game. I love this game. Tom Lady says it's so good that she's even done the majority of side content in this game. And Tom Lady does not do side content in games that much. But she says she enjoys Spider-Man so much that she's actually been doing that. So I'm gonna do a playthrough of it, and I'm probably gonna feature some side content. If I do have some like dead time that really nothing happens, I will skip it. I can do that, and yeah, I cannot wait to play this game. Tom Lady's beat it. She knows the ending. She's not really spoiled for me, which is good. So yeah, I'm doing a playthrough of this. I don't even care if it takes up to like 60 or 100 parts. I just love how this game just looks and feels and how it plays and everything. It just seems so freaking fun. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing that. Mortal Kombat 11 is an interesting story because, as you know, I already bought the PC version. But on the PC version, I don't have all the characters. So actually what I went and did was bought the Ultimate Edition of Mortal Kombat 11 to then have all the characters unlocked. I'm going to do something with this, but one thing I'm immediately noticing, and I said this when the original game came out, I'm not really liking the grind for Mortal Kombat 11. The grind is too much for me to unlock most of the stuff in the game. So when I actually do my character medley, for example, I'm going to have very basic setups and very basic costumes and movesets, basically because I don't like the grinding that you've got to do to most of the stuff. I've done most of it for Scorpion, but that's because he's my main character. But there's no one else I've really made in the series, so I don't really feel like doing it for anyone else, quite frankly. But yeah, that's one thing I'm not really enjoying in this game is the grinding aspect. I didn't do it in the last one. I bought the crypt in Mortal Kombat 10. So yeah. But I will do my online medley of that, but that might even be the only one I do at the moment, because apart from maybe Scorpion, because to unlock all the nice cool stuff, you have to go through the Towers of Time or the Crypt, and I don't feel like doing either of them, quite honestly. So yeah, I might just yeah. But I'll definitely do the character medley when I can get around to doing that and everything else is cleared up. NBA 2K21 is something I want to do something on, but I'm not sure what. I don't know whether to do broadcast commentary or do the My Career or something. But I do love playing the NBA 2K series. NBA Live has been kind of dormant for the last couple of years now, so 2K is like my only kind of avenue to play basketball games. games, because I really have been enjoying basketball games since NBA Live 08. Maybe even like a couple of years before then. I just love playing the game basketball on gaming for some reason. I'm a sports enthusiast when it comes to playing on the consoles for sure. And obviously these are all PlayStation 4 versions. Crash Bandicoot N. Sane Trilogy, it really keeps its difficulty from the original games, so I don't know if I'll be doing a playthrough of any of these, even though I love them. But there's always this one level in each game that I get stuck and don't really progress. I think I'm at that. I'm on Crash 1 on my casual run. I'm at the bridge, like Road to Nowhere. Can't do it. Even after years of having much more experience, still can't do it. Still can't do it. I'm not sure how dead Nitro Fueled is now. They introduced the Battle Pass and all that sort of stuff, and it pretty much killed the game off. I'll have to see. But I'm so far behind with this game. I meant to play online with races, but I never did. And then they started coming out with all this stuff, and it was like, and more grinding. I hate grinding shit. I don't want to buy it and give myself an advantage. But the thing is, right, just for a little casual conversation, it's fine having a grinding aspect, but at least give some people who don't want to do that a way to do it without giving them a performance advantage. Because I think that's what people are, game companies are afraid of. Mortal Kombat, for example, I can understand they don't want to have the crit this time around, maybe because there are some gear or augments that give players maybe a distinct advantage over others. Take that out. Take that aspect of the game out and just have you buy all the skins for Melina, for example. Just do that. And that's probably the same with Crash Team Racing. Just allow people to buy it when they want to buy it, and don't give them things that have a player advantage. F1 2019 is basically there because I haven't got an F1 2020 on the PlayStation 4, but I'll be getting F1 2021 on PlayStation 5 anyway. And F1 2015 is for the Rewriting of History series when we get to 2015, because I've had problems with the PC version of the game, so it might run to be best to be run through the console. God of War is part of the PlayStation Plus collection, and I have PlayStation Plus for the next year or so. So God of War might be something I jump into. It's a reboot of the series, so I guess I don't really need to know too much about the previous story. There is a way to play them for PlayStation Now, but especially with the slower download speeds, I'm definitely not streaming a game through the console. I might try it out, but I'd rather play the version that doesn't give you a fear of button input or button delay or anything like that, because that's what PlayStation Now is. I prefer Game Pass, if I'm honest with you, of the two, because that you can play the game without having to stream it and have the possible fear of button input or something like that. Horizon Zero Dawn is another one of those PlayStation classics. Might be something I play through in the future, but this is going to be a long way into the future considering I want to play Spider-Man, for example. Infamous Last Light was a PlayStation Plus game, and I owned that. Infamous Second Son, why not? I've got the external hard drive for these PlayStation 4 games. NHL 21 I already explained. I might do a broadcast style commentary series with this. I just don't know who to do it with, and because sport knowledge and all that. Persona 5 definitely might jump on stream with this, because Persona 5, like I said, I've wanted the game forever, and I just love the art style and everything. So yeah. Ratchet & Clank Reboot PS4. Basically it might be something I do maybe after Spider-Man, and I might even do a playthrough of it, because again, God of War, for example, it's a reboot, so you don't really need to play the previous games to know about it. I have played the previous games, but I don't think I've ever beat one of them. Last of Us Remastered. I'm finally ready to do my New Game Plus run, and I think I mentioned this in the January update, but with The Last of Us Remastered, I removed that playthrough from the channel to prepare for my PlayStation 5 version, and it will be on New Game Plus. I have the game save ready. I haven't deleted it like an absolute idiot like I did a few years ago, but New Game Plus is ready, sitting there and ready to be played and play it through. So that will be coming at some point in the future, as will Uncharted for A Thief's End, Uncharted Lost Legacy, and Uncharted Angel of Jade Collection. I've also decided to redo these playthroughs from a most recent time limit and all that pajazz, as it were, and they will be coming on the PlayStation 5 versions. Now, I don't know if you guys are going to notice something from me playing on the PlayStation 5 version, but if you do, then that'll be a plus. The last game in this was Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown. Now, I've not played a virtual fighting game in years. The one I remember most predominantly was the Dreamcast version that I had. But basically, after watching Huda play some of the game on 2 of his streams most recently, he actually enticed me to play it. I was actually like, you know what, I want to download and play this and give it a shot. So yeah, I downloaded it. I've got PlayStation Plus for over a year, so I've got it sitting there free, and I can always renew it if I want to and play online. So yeah, that's pretty much everything there is. Alright, let's switch back to this screen to sign off for today's update of July 1st, 2021. That is your lot, that is what's coming, and that is it. We are in new surroundings, and we are ready to roll once again. So until the next video, guys, you know what to do. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Social medias down in the description. For Time Lady Games, I'm Mr. Chaos signing off. Stay safe, guys. And as always, stay awesome.